professor, progressive activist, and now third-party presidential candidate. Dr. Cornel West is fighting against the status quo. It's a role he's very familiar with. West was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was raised in Sacramento. Even before he finished high school, he became involved in the civil rights movement. He attended organizing protests. He finished Harvard in just 3 years, graduating magna cum laude. Then he went on to Princeton, where he got his master's and his PhD. He's taught at Harvard, at Yale, and at Princeton University. He made cameos in 2 Matrix films, but also put out a hip-hop album. And he was frequently a guest on this very show. Having done all that, he's now making a run for the White House.
I enter in the quest for truth. I enter in the quest for justice. And the presidency is just one vehicle to pursue that truth and justice, what I've been trying to do all of my life.
Joining me now, Dr. Cornel West, 2024 presidential candidate for the Green Party. Professor West, it's great to see you tonight. It's really great to have you back on the show. The last time you were here, I think it was as a 2020 Bernie Sanders surrogate. So things have changed a little bit. So, you know, why do you think so many of the... I mean, I was laughing about that, like Bernie Sanders.
Indeed. No,
seems like
Brother Bernie's my dear brother. But first, I want to thank you for having me on, Sister Laura, very much so. But no, Bernie got shut down by the corporate wing of the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party is so tied to Wall Street, it's so tied to the Pentagon, that I thought it very important to build on the richer legacy that has shaped and molded me, not just the West family, not just Shiloh Baptist Church on the chocolate side of Sacramento, but the legacies of Martin Luther King Jr. and Rabbi Heschel and Edward Said and Dorothy Day and Grace Lee Boggs. So it's this legacy spills over now into electoral politics because I'm thoroughly convinced, my dear sister, that the two-party system stands in the way for the empowerment of precious poor people and precious working people. And I am fundamentally committed to the plight of the least of these, not just here and around the world. I'm against the militarism abroad. I'm against the organized greed. I'm against the routinized indifference to the vulnerable, no matter what color they are, no matter what gender, no matter what sexual orientation.
Dr. West, I know you support drawing this Ukraine conflict to a close. And just tonight, the Washington Post is reporting that the Biden administration is giving backing to a plan that would remove barriers to Ukraine's entry into NATO without setting a timeline for its admission. So the Democrat Party is obviously all in, as are many Republicans, not Donald Trump. I don't think Ron DeSantis, but pretty much all the other Republicans are for the U.S. being on the hook for perpetually defending Ukraine from the aggression of any other country. Why is that interventionism, let's focus on the Democrat Party, at the cornerstone now of who they are really in foreign policy? How did that happen and why?
Well, I mean, the Democratic Party has a long history of being committed to wars. Look at, you can go back all the way to Vietnam. But unfortunately, we have to tell the truth. NATO, the promise would be that NATO would not move 1 inch against or toward Russian territory. A few years later, 14 former Soviet countries part of NATO. So that you can imagine any empire, the American empire, the most powerful, and it's, you know the history of invasion and occupation, but you would probably agree that if there were Russian missiles in Mexico, Russian missiles in Canada, it would be blown to smithereens very, very quickly. Why? Because empires behave that way. Now, if you're a radical Democrat, you have a critique of the imperial overlay of your country. That includes organized greed at the top with Wall Street, and it includes the war profiteers.
I would say, Cornel,
I'm in solidarity with the suffering of the Ukrainian people, but we've got to bring that war to a stop, ceasefire, and then proceed diplomatically and transfer some of those funds from the military to investment in jobs and health care and quality education and decent homes.
Dr. West, one thing I'm very curious about, because on these seminal issues, like you and I disagree on a lot, but you and I actually agree on a lot. On the surveillance state, on the perpetual war, on the Wall Street influence in politics. We agree on a lot of things. To me, it seems like you're closer in many ways to populist conservatives on those types of issues than you are the modern Democrat Party. And I know you're running as a Green, but can't you tonight say that Donald Trump did more for African Americans in the inner city with increased real median income, increased entrepreneurial opportunities, criminal justice reform, all the things that he did when he was president, given all the investigations, all the stuff that was happening? Can't you recognize that he actually was doing his best at the time to stand up for disenfranchised people with an economy that was actually growing for the first time, for real median income was growing for all demographic groups?
But you have to acknowledge that the grotesque wealth inequality was increasing even as those low unemployment rates were in place. Now, I give him credit for the low unemployment rates, but the problem with Brother Trump, and it's very important to keep in mind, we got to do away with all this hatred and revenge. I don't hate Brother Trump. I hate the lies, and I hate the gangster activity, and I hate the kind of neo-fascist language he uses. When he trashes Muslims, when he calling black folk, football players, sons of B-I-T-C-A. No, his language is neo-fascist, and he was still tied to big military, still allowing Wall Street to get away. That's where you and I would disagree. That's where we disagree.
Yeah,
but I'll
Cornel,
say this.
but the left is targeted
I don't hate
him.
Biden, but I hate Biden's hypocrisy.
Well, I
hate his neoliberal policies
Yeah, but
too.
the surveillance state that you and I think a lot of conservatives have grown incredibly mistrustful of, and the outsized influence of the Pentagon, they were all turned against Trump. So you have to acknowledge that. Milley, the whole Milley apparatus, they were all against Trump. All of them. Why were they against Trump if he was a big threat?
It's because that neoliberal apparatus wanted to retain its status, and Trump came in as a critic from the right wing.
Right.
And that's where the neo-fascism comes in, by trashing the immigrants, trashing too many precious gay brothers and lesbian sisters and so forth.
I know that's your line,
he didn't say too many nice
things.
He didn't say too many nice things about my and even the people to support. But I can tell you this. As a presidential candidate, I'm going straight into Brother Trump's country, and I'm going to tell the brothers and sisters of all colors, I want you not to scapegoat the most vulnerable. I want you to confront the most powerful. That's Wall Street. That's Silicon Valley. That's the war profiteers of Pentagon.
Yeah.
That's where I think we need to go.
They're going to hate you. They're going to hate you, and they're going to hate Trump.
I welcome their hostility, because as
I want to ask
not only
you,
that, but
yeah,
yes,
I want to ask you about an open border. I mean, take it away from Trump. The border is essentially open today. If you want to come into the country, you can come in, which the liberals have all said they're always for. They like the idea of an open border. Do you think an open border has helped the plight of African Americans in cities like Chicago, in New York, St. Louis, Baltimore, Oakland, San Francisco? Has it helped their standard of living?
Well, I mean, one is that you first always have to begin at the top. You have to look at the ways in which the business people and the property owners bring in cheap labor in order to keep the wages low. That's why I support not just trade union movements. That's why I support the various strikes that's on the way this summer, to make sure working people gain concessions, because
you sound
those
like
at the
Ron
top
DeSantis.
seem to be so greedy. They
That's
seem to be
what
so
Ron DeSantis
greedy.
says.
No, but
Yeah.
no. But the problem with DeSantis is he's got the xenophobic.
He says they're trying to lower wages,
He's got the xenophobic
Cornel.
dimension to it. But I want the immigrants
There's a lot of
and the
agreement
workers
here.
of all colors to come together against the bosses. DeSantis still has too much xenophobia for me, and that's a radical difference between right-wing populists and highly left-oriented people in love with poor and working people, no matter what color.
Cornel, I think that, and may I call you Cornel? I always call you Dr. White. Cornel,
absolutely.
Dr. West.
Absolutely, my dear. Absolutely.
Do you think there are ways for the left-wing populists and the right-wing or conservative populists can work together on these issues, where there is common ground, whether it's on the war front
there's no doubt about it. There's
there's
no
common
doubt
ground
about it. My dear brother Clifton West has said that what we need is a paradigm shift in politics. What we need is an ideological realignment of the landscape. And what that means with those who have critiques of predatory capitalist processes, those who have critiques of white supremacy, you and I are going to fight on the vicious legacy of white supremacy because the racism is still operating, not as intense as it was 75 years ago, but it's still there in so many different ways. I think of what's happening right now with my two dear brothers in Mississippi. So we have to, but also I don't downplay the vicious attacks on my gay brothers and lesbian sisters and trans, and the defense of women and women having control over their bodies and reproductive rights.
Do you think, you know what I don't know your view on, Cornel, is your view on trans athletes in women's sports, because you are a big champion of women. We disagree on the abortion issue, but you are a big champion of women, right, and I appreciate that. I was a female athlete, my day, ages ago. But what about that?
Yes.
Do you think trans men who are biological men should, like, be in the Wimbledon finals?
You know, I mean, I am committed to the dignity of precious trans folk because they're so vulnerable, and I just hate to see
women
them
don't have a shot,
assaulted
then.
and attacked. No, okay. but I'm also willing to learn and listen in the argument, because I think it depends on case to case and context to context. I just want to make sure that the most vulnerable are never, ever
Women are
trashed.
vulnerable. Yeah, women are vulnerable if they're competing against men in most sports. All right, Dr. West, come back. It's great to have.
But that's another issue. But
we'll come back soon.
Thank you so much.
Great to see you as always.
Stay strong.
All right, you take care. Work together.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.